Okay, so since YouTube was taking so long to load, I went ahead and did both the 5 minute and 10 minute, and I'm going to show you what I got. Okay, so when we left off in the last video, we had gotten to the step where we recorded the time that we started and the time that we finished, which should be a total of 5 minutes, in step number 10. Then in step 11 it says use the spoon to remove the cubes from the cup and place the cubes on paper towels. Blot them dry with the paper towels. So I blotted them dry, both sets, and rinse the scalpel thoroughly with water and dry it. Then use it to slice each cube in half. Now this is still talking about the 5 minute set, which is this set. So I cut each cube in half. So now I have 6 there, where I had 3 cubes, each one cut. Alright, and once I did this, they asked me to use the ruler to measure from the outer edge of the cube to the point where the color changes pink. This indicates how far the vinegar diffused and records your data. So here's what I got. Okay, and the small one, right when I got done, it had a little pink left in the middle. It was not completely white yet. But since it took so long for YouTube to load the video, you see it's kind of diffused a little more, so all the pink has disappeared. Okay, but if you notice around the edges here, it looks like the same distance in around all edges and it doesn't matter what size it is. But we have to make accurate measurements in science. So since it asked me to measure, I did. So I pulled my lab report, and in data table 4 on page 2, it asked me to record my distance vinegar diffused for 1 centimeter, 2 centimeter, and 2.5 centimeter. This is what I got. 1 centimeter diffused 0.3 centimeters into the block. So 0.3, and then 2 centimeters diffused 0.25 in from the edge, and 2.5 centimeter block, that's the big one, 0.3 centimeters in. And then it asked me to calculate the diffusion rate, and basically all you do to get diffusion rate per minute is you want to convert to millimeters, which basically means move the decimal. So you got 3 milliliters, and now you've got to do per minute, and we've measured in 5 minutes. So 3 divided by 5, okay, would be my answer there. So whatever I get for that, 3 divided by 5 is my answer for diffusion rate. Alright, then I do 2.5, which I'm going to round to 3. So 3 divided by 5 again for the 2 centimeter block. And then I've got 3 on the bottom one too, so I do 3 divided by 5 equals diffusion rate there. So I've got my first 2 columns in my data table filled out. Okay, and Miss Simmons is going to go through and help you fill out these data tables in the lab report setup that she's going to do with you. She's going to do a recording of that. Alright, so let's go to part B. In part B, we just did the same thing. Okay, basically, if you notice in your instructions, cover your work area with paper towels, place the group 2 cubes into the 12-ounce cup, pour half the vinegar into it until it covers. Use the spoon to gently stir. The difference is it said 10 minutes. Record your end time in your data table. So I left these blocks for 10 minutes, and I have not cut these yet. Okay, and they had a little less diffusion while ago, but I've let them sit here a little longer than 10 minutes because I wanted you to see how I measure and cut. Use the spoon to remove the cubes from the cup and place the cubes on the paper towels. Blot the cubes dry with the paper towels. I did that part, and then I put them on the paper plate because my paper towels had a pattern, and I wanted you to be able to clearly see what had happened. Rinse the scalpel thoroughly with water and dry it. I've done that. use it to slice each cube in half. Okay, so let me do that carefully. Take your scalpel, okay, and you need all your safety gear on, and you want to find the center point. And remember, you had measurements, so if you need to use your ruler to find that center point, you can. But I'm gonna eyeball it halfway through and cut each of these cubes in half, and then I'm gonna lay them to the side like I'm filleting a fish. Okay, and see how I have. Now it said that I need to starting on the outer edge, measure the depth of the color change in each cube. So I'm going to use the centimeter side again, the one that goes up to 30 and that says cm on it. And it looks like I'm getting somewhere between 3 lines and 4 lines. So that would be 0.3 or 0.4. Okay. Looks like I might be getting about 4 on this one. And it's probably because I've let them sit longer than they're supposed to, longer than the 10 minutes. So I'm going to record 0.4 centimeters in my data table. Okay, so under part B, 10 minutes, in data table 4, the 1 centimeter cube, I'm writing 0.4, and the 2 centimeter cube was also 0.4. Now, the 1 centimeter cube, I noticed when I took it out it still had a little pink, but now there's none, and I can't prove to you that it was a little pink in the center a while ago. So if there's no pink left and the total is 1 centimeter, halfway to the middle, okay, so from the middle to the edge would be 0.5. So it diffused from each side 0.5 in, okay. So I've got 0.4, 0.4, and 0.5. Now I need to calculate the diffusion rate, okay? And so I move my decimal over, and I have 4, and I'm going to divide this by 10 minutes. And I'm going to do 4 divided by 10, 5 divided by 10, okay? Little easier to do that math, but I'm going to do it in the calculator. I'm going to give it to Miss Simmons, and she is going to go over data table information with you. Alright, so let's make sure that we've got our lab set up. Okay, calculate the rate of diffusion. Did that, recorded it. Miss Simmons is going to go over it step by step with you. When you have finished, wrap the agar cubes in pieces of newspaper and place them in the garbage. If you don't have a newspaper, the paper towel will work. Rinse the cup with water and dry it. If you used a disposable cup, I actually would throw that cup away, not because of the vinegar, but because of the phenolphthalein that's making this pink. If it was disposable, I actually would throw it away. If it was not disposable, make sure you wash it really, really well, soap and water. Okay? Wipe down your work area, remove your gloves, and wash your hands. And that is the end of the lab. And make sure that you watch the video that Miss Simmons does going over what is our expectation for this lab sheet. Okay, so we had our 5-minute set, our 10-minute set. We can see that it diffuses about the same amount from the edge, no matter what size the cube was. And now we know all about diffusion. Alright, so I'm out for now.